I do have Team Pickle as one of the other favorites, but considering how today went, I'm 0 for 2 for predictions, and
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
bad. I'm
me
gonna be
too, bro.
honest.
Me too.
Hot shot
So,
just went all in on Team Pickle. Holy shit.
so, and I'm gonna, I'm just I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm still gonna say Team Pickle they're gonna win. If I go 0-3 tonight,
So be it.
I'm just gonna stop casting, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. If that's the case.
Honestly, I got Mighty Ducks ahead. Honestly, like I feel a little bad. I somehow forgot okay, while we were making this bracket earlier, I swear to God I was pushing for them to at least make it past the play-ins. And then we finished up this bracket and all of a sudden they were just not in it. And I was like, wait, I trolled. I trolled so hard. But it's okay. It is what it is. And now I think I'll make up for it by rooting for Mighty Ducks whenever possible. And now is one of those times. So Mighty Ducks, I hope you're here to show up and play some games, play some Rocket League, because I've got you winning Team Pickle. See if they've got what it takes.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup though. It's a lot of new roles, a lot of players coming in new roles again. That's been the common factor for most teams, as Mr. Kaivo being a tier 1 for the first time. He was a tier 2 last time. Who is this guy? Oh, that's Dice!
That is indeed Dies.
I was like, who is TRL 2022 TRL Summer League champion? I was like, oh, that's fucking Dies, dude. Dies, he's been on and off tier 2, tier 3. I'm pretty sure he knows how to play his tier 2 role. And, Cameron obviously sticking in that tier 3, doesn't play the game much, so of course she's gonna stay there. But then we have a Rue, TRL Rue. He was a tier 3 last season, and main factor between him and being good was just his mental. But now that fact he's a tier 2, I'm a little worried that the mental might come into an issue, but that's why Ducky is on this team to help with that. Ducky being a notorious leader, he could bring any team to the top apparently, as we saw, being noticeably getting grand finals last season. But yeah,
Yep.
now it just pans out here and what he does with this team.
Can't say enough good things about Rubber Ducky as he looks to commandeer this team into another TRL champ, or hopefully a TRL championship, as I believe none of these three players have a win underneath their belt just yet. Unlike a TRL 2022 TRL Summer Champion, the defending Summer Showdown Champion in Dies. Team Pickle holding on to this 1-goal lead. Rubber Ducky, after rotate away, allow for Rue to take control. Rue from this corner looking to do some damage. Cameron, a great challenge. For those of you unaware in chat, he is named Oof on your screen, but we will be referring to him throughout the stream as Cameron.
Dice going for the shot again, dude. Wait, I just realized Dice versus Ducky. Wait, they're already
this
going
is a
against
good
each
rivalry.
other? Wait, no!
Why are all the good rivalries on day one? What?
Oh no! I don't want Dice versus Ducky now. That's messed up.
Yeah, right? This was supposed to be this should be the finals, not the quarterfinals.
I do find it hilarious that Dies and Ducky literally, both of them visited me just a few weeks ago in Boston. Now they're head to head and I'm casting. What a fun way we're all connected.
Small little world in it. Pasta as now Team Pickle holding on to this 2-goal lead. Rue looking to do some oh, what? That one's just left open. You gotta wonder what went wrong in the near post for Team Pickle there. As Rue, he didn't exactly do anything special, just was able to somehow get it past Kaivo, who crept up a little bit too far in the near post, I'd say. After having two members of Team Pickle on the near post, Rue just simply able to get it past both, and I couldn't tell you exactly how.
Yeah, I can tell you how. So what happened, right, was that Ducky slid 20 bucks into Dia's DMs and say, hey, you're gonna miss this read, and Kaivo's not gonna expect you to miss this read. And that's exactly what happened. Dia's quite a whiff, and Kaivo is not ready for that one.
No, that makes sense. I accept that explanation.
You know, Kaivo might have a chance here. Aggro playstyle once more. Wasn't able to get that one to work. I think he got height, it goes in, but unfortunately it didn't get height, so it didn't work out for him. But now he's had another opportunity here, Kaivo. He's Mechie. I want to see those mechs come out, games up for Cameron and Cameron! When I picture Cameron, I'm picturing Cameron from 2 years ago, so excuse my little bit of excitement for here, but Cameron, banger left shot, top left shot, there it is.
Yeah, I keep forgetting in the 2 years since we last saw him on the pitch, he learned how to aerial. Well, kinda. Now.
Emphasis the kinda, yeah.
Gonna be Team Pickle. 2-goal lead yet again. Mighty Ducks still looking for an answer. And Shiro rotates away from this play. Rubber Ducky rotates in, takes his place. Rubber Ducky, a little bit of boost on the tank to do some damage. Looking for a 50 on Kaivo, but Kaivo knows better. Doesn't go up as quickly to take the 50. Is able to get a clean beat instead. Now Rue over to the corner one more time, looking to establish any type of offensive pressure. Look for any type of foothold here. There's not too much time left on the clock, and Mighty Ducks are struggling, Mini. With this little time, you know that mental game is starting to play a big effect, especially on a young player like Rue. Let's see what Mighty Ducks are able to do to come back in this situation.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're Rubber Ducky, you gotta get the confidence on Rue because he's solid. He can get the basics down. He's able to go crazy if he can. But if he's just sitting back half of the time, that's not going to really help in terms of the offense. It's great for defense-ish, but in terms of offense, you kind of want Rue to be the front runner here if you're Mighty Ducks. As 20 seconds left here in a game one. It's looking more of a Team Pickle victory here. Kaivo going for the air dribble bump. Rue dodges it, gets the save. But saves they do not win you games here, Wasey, as this one might, yeah, this is definitely it. Team Pickle, they take game one.
Yep, that's going to be the nail in the coffin here. Mighty Ducks, we expected a little bit more, especially from Rubber Ducky, who's looking to bring this team together. He's going to be the glue that holds his team, make the synergy a reality. Not happening right now for the Mighty Ducks. However, you know that this team is going to be able to rebound mentally. You know Rubber Ducky, he's got that leadership potential. I mean, Pasta Mafia can talk about this for quite literally hours if I let him. What do you think they're going to be able to do to make this comeback here, this one-game comeback?
You know, I'm happy I finally loaded in. My apologies on literally my internet taking so long just to open Rocket League and then finally load into the match, but happy to be back. Yeah, speaking about Rubber Duck, you know, it's interesting you said Mini. By the way, did they have replays? Do we need to save replays, or are we good to ready up?
It'd be good to ready up.
Perfect. I will ready up then. Hope for the best. Hope they have the replays. But, you know, Mini, you said defense doesn't win games, and you have a point right there. You know, like, what determines who wins or loses a game? Who has more goals, right? Defense doesn't necessarily win games, but defense wins championships. And that's why I see this team doing better in the long run. It might take them a little bit to lock in, you know, but offense has off days. Defense never really has an off day, you know, and that's the difference between them. And if this team is able to defend, I saw 3 or 4 saves coming out of Rue in that last match. If you can keep that up consistently and they can put a little bit more offensive pressure, first of all, the other team won't be having as many shots on net. And second of all, I'm sure that they can get a couple of them to go in. Ducky is a pretty well-rounded tier 1. He's able to make some plays happen. I'd like to see him pull something out of Rue and pull something out of Renshiro. Now, I'm not too blown away with what I saw game 1. I definitely would have liked a better performance from my boys in orange, but I'm not disappointed. I still could see them very much coming back and getting a gentleman's sweep, 3-1, or potentially sending this to game 5. I'm not ready to count out the Duckies team, the Mighty Ducks. You know, I think they're still a force to be reckoned with. Maybe they have little struggles, but we'll see. And, you know, they're competing thus far. Almost a minute has gone, and nothing has gone. Neither team has budged. We see Dies is kind of getting bumped around right there. Cameron misses that one. Potentially an opportunity. Kaiva's going to be able to clear that one. Ducky's going to see if he can stomp on top. Oh, that was not Ducky. I apologize. I believe that was Rue. But what about... I don't know. I'm seeing a little bit of pressure here. Not too much. Some passing plays. That is probably going to fall in for a goal unless Ducky's able to clear that. And I guess that's going to be a big factor in this series, is if Ducky has to stay back or if he's going to be able to work. Now, he's one of those tier 1s which is really good in the middle of the field. Being able to get back, being able to go up, kind of like a wave, you know, an ebb and a flow. He pushes up, he pushes back. But he does need his teammates to be able to provide a little bit of offense so he can be that middleman. And right now, they're kind of, like you said, they're just on defense.
Oh,
There it is.
And find a hole in that defense as Kaivo slots that one in there.
yeah, I think it's a missed touch, or not even a touch at all coming out from Rue. Hate to see it when you're Rue. I mean, the mental. He said, I don't want to know how much of a toll it took on him for that one, but he's got to lock in next 3 minutes. They got plenty of time left to tie the game, and I like the shape of
Oh, that is rather unfortunate.
what a shot from Simon, dude. Holy dude, goated player, dude. Like, cannot expect much of a better player.
You're
from
right.
Simon.
That was all Simon.
Simon says it's time to score, and we are tied, ladies and gentlemen. 1.5 minutes in, 3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining, and we have a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah,
Game
definitely
2
a
in our
rather-
best of 5 series.
Rather interesting way for this game to break even, but I'm sure Mighty Ducks simply doesn't mind here. Now they've got a little bit of space to work with as Rubber Ducky takes his guys to breaks even, able to get into the corner. Kaiva forced to take the clear follow-up touch as well as Mighty Ducks allowing a lot of space for some reason. I wish I could begin to explain the Mighty Ducks thought process, but the fact is someone should have gone up for that initial touch right after Mr. Kaiva banged it off in the corner, but that amount of space is unforgivable.
Yeah, just check the defender's POV, and I think Rue just a bit too slow to react where that ball was heading. Yeah, I just wasn't in position in time. Shiro behind, already in front of the ball, so he was already out of the play. It's a little defensive mishap coming out from Mighty Ducks, but they still have plenty of time to tie up the game again if they need to. Rue keeping the pressure. Kaivo getting the block though. Ducky coming in hot, trying to get around the defenders, but no one really went for this, so he wasn't getting around any defender. Dies now. On the transition, Renshiro on the receiving end, catches it. Can he get the follow-up touch? No, Cameron gets to it first. Rue getting the banger clear. Can he get the follow-up? Oh, Kaivo. He's already there, Rue. Oh, that's not Rue, that's Renshiro. Renshiro trying to lob it to the wall, give it to Ducky. Ducky does get the touch. Gets blocked away from Cameron. Looking like the backport's being the hit point for Mighty Ducks, but the defense for Team Pickle, they're seeing it coming.
Yeah, and Mighty Ducks, they can't rely on Team Pickle to make mistakes. They were able to get their first goal here in game number 2, off of the back of a little bit of a defensive mishap on the side of Cameron. But they haven't come up with a play since then. Rubber Ducky going to be doing his best to make that a reality. He's got the second touch, and team players dive across the net. Renshiro goes low 50, and there's a second. Renshiro, oh, rip the party.
Party destroyed?
Party destroyed because of connection error. The classic, but you know what else is a classic? Renshiro and goals. He simply does not stop the tier 3 for Mighty Ducks, and I mean, obviously, he's got the word mighty in his name. He cannot be stopped.
You know, Renshiro used to be a switch player. He decided to switch it up and say, oh, you think I'm the tier 3? Not anymore. I'm going to be the tier 1. Actually, top fragging. 2 goals to his name as Dies is trying to get a goal to his name. Barred down. Is Cameron going to turn on it? Oh, it's going to go through them. Kaivo seeing if he's going to be able to gain some control. Ducky, if he beats, it's a pass out to the center. Rue's going to see if he can clear that, but he might get beat. So let's see if Renshiro is able to get back in time with his double touch opportunity. Up and in the back of the net. Dies getting his first goal of the game. And his team back on top, minute and a half remaining.
Yep, after defending a summer champ for you, Dies, we knew. I mean, he's probably one of the most ideal tier 2s you could have, especially for Team Pickle. Kaiva still relatively new to this league. He's played in the season before. Cameron been also a little bit of a minute since he's back, and to have Dies, an experienced veteran, to hold this team together is exactly what Team Pickle needs. But you know what else they need more? You need 1 minute to burn time off, or they can take another goal as well. Cameron, a 2-goal lead now, and Mighty Ducks looking for just about anything to make this comeback.
What a hand up indeed, Dies.
Oh man, using his own catchphrase against him.
Dude. Oh, I just wish we saw this matchup a bit later, but Dies getting the little... winning the little battle between him and Ducky, the trash talking to BM.
For those that may not know, Ducky is famous for saying the phrase, put a hand up whenever he's kind of, you know, taking advantage of a team and just completely destroying them and wiping through them. And Dies, you know, that being his teammate in this most recent season where they made that grand finals appearance and runner-up to Mini, my current co-caster, he obviously knows that catchphrase, and to turn it against him in a moment like this, it's heartbreaking. You love to see the emotions in the players. You know, this is what it's all about. The players, the experience, you know, really seeing them get deep and invested into their teams, but it's also about those relationships. As Dies has a really good relationship with that back of the net, and that's his second time meeting up with him in just this game, and there's 36 seconds remaining. And the Mighty Ducks have to pull off something real mighty. They have to score 3 goals in 36 seconds to tie this up for a chance of going to overtime, and that looks like it is getting less and less likely as this game goes on.
It's looking a bit rough defensively for Mighty Ducks. I mean, offensively, they're not too bad, but on the defense, it's just a bit rough every now and then. But like Team Pickle, I mean, they're looking good. Like, this is what we expected, right? Like, finally, the script is going. They're following the script, Wasty. They're finally following the script, man. It took 3 series, man. One of them has got it right. Cameron going for the double and not able to find the angle. Cameron, though, I do want to say, I don't remember him being this solid. I know Cameron how he plays, but I don't remember him like being as impactful as he is right now. And no, if that's not taking much of a defense, but Cameron's going crazy this year. You gotta give him credit, despite the own goal. But those 2 goals that he scored, I feel like were definitely impact goals.
Yeah, I feel like we said that it's been a rather recurring theme throughout the course of the night. We've just seen some players who we didn't expect to pop off again and again. I mean, you look back throughout the course of the night, we got Klosty back in game number 1, back in game number, or series number 2 was Hotshot. I mean, we knew Hotshot was good, but we didn't expect that type of pop-off potential from him. Now, all of a sudden, it's Cameron. I mean, it's just a recurring theme over and over, and each team doing a good job taking advantage of their peaking players as we get into game number 3 here. And likely a match point for...
You know,
yep.
I'm going to say it already right now, just because Hotshot put 47K on Dai's team, which I completely forgot their name already. What is their name? Dai's team?
Team Pickle.
Team Pickle. Team Pickle. Thank you so much. Since Hotshot put 40K on Team Pickle, I'm saying that this looks like a really good time for the first pews of the season. I'm speaking it into existence.
He said it.
You know,
He said it.
I have never seen the Mighty Ducks lose so far in TRL. I've never seen Team Pickle successfully win 3 games in a row. So, you know, there's a first time for everything. And looks like some things are more likely than others. This Team Pickle is putting on a really good offensive pressure right now. And there's that demo. And does that do anything? As Renshiro has a kind of a weak pass, going to be bumped away by Kaivo. But is Ducky going to stay on it? See, Rue's going to see what he can do with it. It turns out I could not tell if he touched that or not, or if that was my own lag on my end. It was kind of back and forth trading in the middle, similar to how last game started, but of course we know how that one ended. 5-2 win by Team Pickle, and it looks like, oh, I spoke too soon, as Kaivo is unable to somehow connect with that one completely. And it's saved out of the net or bounces off something, I could not tell, but this game is still tied 0-0. Minute 15 seconds already in. And what's Ducky going to do with this? Not a lot of boost. Can he get one more touch? 3 guys in the corner. If Rue's able to get some space on this one, could potentially be dangerous. Ducky see if he's going to turn and burn. Does get a touch on that. Does send it a little past Kaivo. It's kind of floating in the corner, and Cameron's going to be there to scoop it out of the way. And now Diaz should be able to pass this to center, and Cameron's going to... Oh! Walk right by that. Okay, all right. Maybe I can't catch as much.
Mighty
Yeah,
Ducks.
I mean,
All you, Mini.
Team Pickle, Cameron, he's good at everywhere, but he's also could be the worst as well. Cameron's definitely the wild card for his role in his team. I'm a fan of chaos, and that's what Cameron brings.
Yeah,
I guess his name is accurately chosen. That was an oof moment.
By all means, Team Pickle using Cameron to the best of their abilities, and he's definitely doing a good job meshing as a part of this team. Still, both teams are breaking even as we approach halftime in game number 3. Mighty Ducks, you can see them beginning to rely a little bit more on the mechanics of Rue, the tier 2 here for the Mighty Ducks, and known for his pretty phenomenal mechanics. I mean, he is a pretty young player after all. It's only natural for him to come up with these ridiculous mechanics every so often. Mighty Ducks, maybe they can use that to their advantage a little bit, as it's Rue from the corner who's looking to try to get this out towards a teammate, but it's all gone wrong. It's now Team Pickle bearing down, all cylinders firing.
You know, one thing I will say, I saw a couple of explosions, seeing a little bit of bumps. Ducky's team last season, now Dami Mommies, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was their name. They were a very bump-heavy team, and that seemed to be something that worked for them. They did adjust their playstyle later on in the season, and I know that they were figuring it out. I actually had a chance to talk to Ducky about that, as this shot might connect, but wow, Rue was patient, stay back on that. Renshiro is going to get a clear. Is it going to be over Cameron? It's always a toss-up whether or not it will be the case. Renshiro is going to kind of get that. Toss it to the side, still in the blue half. Could be pressure. Dai's going to try to clear that. Centered pass to Kaivo! Cleared away by Rue. Now he's going to try to get possession in the corner, but it's going to be bouncing in front of the orange net for a while, and that's going to get by Renshiro. But Ducky, of course, scoops in there. He knows where to be. Does he get one more? No, he doesn't. Sent back. Renshiro with a chance to pass to Ducky if he turns, but he does not get there in time. And up in the middle, Kaiva's going to get that. But I was talking to Ducky about his playstyle. It's somehow find its way in there, not even to the back of the net. That scraped the side post. That is, we're going to say that's calculated. Clip it, ship it, send in the TRL clips channel. By the way, make sure you're clipping your TRL moments for all your nastiest redirects, team bumps, and everything in between. Make sure to send them, and we'll try to make a montage for the week. But Kaivo somehow gets that one in and puts his team on top, setting up the clean sweep. But Rubber Ducky doesn't want a clean sweep, But Kaivo says, I don't care about you, Ducky. I'm going to try to go for that clean sweep as he makes it 2-0. 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, see, that's the agroness that I kind of hinted a lot towards the podcast. Kaivo just wants to chase the ball, and there it is, dude. Just completely just, oh, I mean, he's ready for that. He's just expecting, what he's expecting is expecting. It's like it's actually happening. His read on the field has been immaculate all of this series, but Rue, it's coming out of nowhere, cutting the lead in half.
You know,
Is
I'm gonna
it enough, Rocco?
I'm gonna say it, you guys are gonna hate me. There's always room for improvement, and this team has showed that they can battle back. They might be down to their last wire, but I would love to see them tie it up right now. Renshiro would think otherwise, but Ducky does that drop down. Cameron's not gonna get the touch on that. It's gonna be blocked by Dies. Ducky wins the 50 with Cameron, but nobody's quite there in the mid. Oh, but he could be a Cameron. Oh, I thought he was gonna own duel. Man, right now. Oh, does Rue get that? No, he does not. Blocked away by Dies, and wow, great defense on Team Pickle. They got in a pickle right there. They got in a bind, but they did not care. They did not mind. They were really able to pull out that one right there.
Rocco's a poet. He's actually just a poet. Truly a bar of all time as we look to wrap up the end of this series. Team Pickle putting Mighty Ducks out of their misery, unless Mighty Ducks has a last word to say about it. Only 10 seconds on the clock to show for it. Ducky gonna do everything in his power to set up Renshiro. Renshiro has to settle for just a 50. Now with Dies taking possession, I'm afraid that is going to be it for the series, unless Mighty Ducks are able to do the impossible. But I'm afraid it is not happening this time around. A clean sweep from Team Pickle. And honestly, I didn't expect it. I did see this one going into Game 5. I did see Team Pickle taking out in the long run. But to see it go out this quickly was definitely a surprise, to say the least.